What is Mindhunter?
Do any of you know what Mindhunter is?
No.
Oh, Mindhunter is so good. So Mindhunter, unfortunately, at least to my knowledge, is not going to continue. I think you can Google this. It had 2 seasons, and then for some reason Netflix, or I think some creative staff involved, didn't agree on some stuff. Maybe Kai can fact check for me. But it's basically about, it's a really good Netflix like drama, but kind of loosely based on real events of why the FBI decided to start figuring out what psychopaths are.
Is this a drama or
like a drama, but kind of loosely based on real events, very loosely? Because they were a lot of the time, way back in America, people were killing people with seemingly no motive, and nobody could understand why certain groups of these people were very, very organized. Didn't seem to care about the killings. Would kill like 10 people, and then some people in the FBI are like, I think we should study these people who are clearly very intelligent, very good at their crimes, and who clearly are not like the other criminals.
Yeah,
right.
They're not like other criminals.
Yeah, right. Well, it's basically like this is where it's a story about how basically psychopath profiling started.
Every true crime fan.
but dude, literally,
they're not like other criminals.
Literally, but dude, it's so good. Like the acting, the shots, the cinematography, the pacing is amazing. Do we have info?
It's on indefinite hold.
It's on indefinite hold,
which basically means it's done. Yeah.
And it sucks. So as they go in the first season, they basically spend a lot of the seasons with this FBI guy who's really dedicated to figuring out this, because he really believes that if they can figure out what makes these psychopaths tick and why they're doing this, that it can help them profile in future and figure out how to stop this happening.
Yeah.
Again, this is all based on loosely based on true events and whatnot. So they interview a very famous serial killer over across the first season called Ed Kemper, who is like a very...
Oh, yes, I know him.
Very, very famous serial killer.
Yeah.
And the actor in the series who portrays him is insane. He's so good.
Oh, I think I've seen clips of that.
The guy who killed his mother and killed his family and then went on to kill, and he killed so many people. And the only reason they caught him is because he got bored and turned himself in.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was really well spoken. Didn't wasn't
I've seen interviews of the real Ed.
Really creepy guy.
Really creepy.
Because he would just be he would be willing to admit anything and talk about it in full. And so a lot of the first season is just them talking to him, going back and forth, trying to convince the higher ups that this is worth doing, going back to Ed, talking to him, the main character getting a little bit too invested in talking to this serial killer.
Right.
And it's just really good. And it's just such a good human drama, whilst also kind of showcasing like a really fascinating part of FBI kind of history and this kind of how they came up to start even doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
Every true crime fan.
Yeah. And then the second season, I think they have some Charles Manson stuff, another famous serial killer. Again, it's all really, really interesting. If you want a really good kind of crime, detective, not detective, but like a really unnerving drama, this is an amazing one to watch.
Did this series start off with some guy blowing off his head with a shotgun or something?
It might have actually. I watched this when it came out, and I remember that it's just been one of those shows where I always check every month. I'm like,
is it back?
Is anything happening? Because it was getting so good.
Yeah.
And
it's the dad that went to go get milk and cigarettes.
Yeah, literally. but even because the 2 seasons are so good, I still feel comfortable recommending it, being like, this is such a good
worth
TV
watching.
show.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Because I remember Sydney was like, oh, I want to watch a show. It's on Netflix and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is it about? And then she was like, serial killers. I'm like, great. Okay, Sydney. All right, you're from Wisconsin. I get it. Okay. Yeah. I remember just walking in the room, seeing someone blow the head off with a shotgun.
Does that happen?
I can't. I don't know.
Is that a massive spoiler?
Huh?
No, probably not.
It's like opening scene. And then I just walked out. I was like,
all right.
Wait, was that the one with the guy with the thing around his neck and blew up, or was shotgun? Definitely a shotgun.
Shotgun.
Okay,
yeah.
that's the other evil genius.
It was like a drama. It wasn't like a documentary.
I've seen Evil Geniuses.
Yeah.
That's good.
Evil Genius is good, but horrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, Mindhunter is amazing. If you want just a great drama, you want to be fascinated, enthralled, you gotta watch it. It's on Netflix, and it's a shame that we're not going to get a season 3. Please bring back season 3.
Yeah. So, Hannah Montana.
All right, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, look, you've talked about you had a childhood crush on Hannah Montana,
Still
but
do,
sell me on the show, because I've seen.
Oh no, it's not good.
But that's the thing. I've seen bits and pieces of the show.
It's not good at all. I think though, in a weird.
So is this your guilty pleasure show?
No. I feel like this has a lot more impact on me than I'd care to admit it does. I hate to be like, but when you're a child, you're impressionable. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not
Right.
afraid to admit that
Right.
Hannah Montana changed my life.
Then were you? How did the change that Miley went through affect you?
What's Hannah Montana about? I've not seen a single episode.
Right. So it's a great question, Gon. Fantastic question. So there's Hannah. Who's Hannah Montana?
Yeah.
Who
that's
is from
that's
Montana?
the stage name is Hannah Montana. It's this girl. I can't remember why she wants to be on stage. I'm sure just because her dad is
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Billy Ray Cyrus, who's an like actual musician.
Right.
I'm
Achy-
sure that helped get the show.
Achy breaky heart.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's about her who she's trying to get in school, but she doesn't want people in school to know that she's a pop star. So she lives this dual life where it's just Hannah. And
She's living the best of both worlds.
Yeah, so that's where the best of both worlds come from. So she's trying to balance the nobody can know I'm Hannah Montana,
Yeah.
but also I got to go to school, but also I got to do these hit performances.
Yeah.
I can't remember what her real name is her name in the show is.
Hannah Smith.
Is it really?
I don't fucking know.
I think it's
probably
Hannah
something
Montana's
like
the stage name. I know. But I don't know, it's just fun. And I think in a weird way, I think like the whole Hannah Montana, the Disney and all that kind of got me into like American culture a lot more.
Right, right.
It got me into the path of kind of liking the idea of maybe performing.
Yeah.
Because before that I had no desire in my bone to perform or get on a stage.
So basically, you watched Hannah Montana and you went, "I want the best of both
I think
worlds."
I did want the best of both worlds. And now as a social media person, I was like, how about just one world and I'll make that the best one.
Yeah.
You combine the world.
Combine the
Combine them.
world.
Think further, Hannah. Go further beyond. Yeah, so I don't know. In a weird way, the Disney Channel has this weird kind of intoxicating effect on kids that is like, yeah, you want to be a little fucking entertainer, you little slut. Get on the give me
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
Disney. In a weird way, I think it kind of does.
I mean,
Um,
it's just basically the show for theater kids.
It's
You know,
selling on
everyone,
the-
everyone
Yeah.
there, everyone on the Disney show is like a theater kid,
And
right?
I hate to admit it because I think the show sucks in a weird way, but it was fun at the time, and I was obsessed with it. Again, it just got me into it, and at a time when nobody, because I find in school, if you're not a theater kid,
Yeah.
you are never allowed to be a theater kid.
Yeah.
You can never join. You know what I mean? There is a cutoff period.
Yeah.
If you are not in the theater kid period by like age 8, you are not allowed in the theater.
The thing is,
Like,
like,
they
You
are.
had,
They
to be,
are.
you had to be born and
Yeah.
raised as a
They are a
theater kid.
ruthless bunch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whether they like to admit it or not, you can join the football team if you get better.
Yeah.
You cannot become a theater kid.
no, and that shit stays with you for life.
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah.
Like
Once a theater kid, always a
no,
theater
You
kid.
ever meet someone and they were like, "Yeah, I was a theater kid," and I'm like, "I fucking knew it.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course
you are.
I knew it. I can sense it from the aura. You feel the pressure. You
For
feel,
sure.
You
You,
feel
you
the
give
theater.
off some real
It's an
High School Musical
embodiment.
vibe
Yeah,
shit. Like,
It stays with you, dude. I
Yeah.
swear they never drop it.
Yeah.
But again, like in school, a part of me, I had that tiny little inkling where I was like, I'd love to try this.
Yeah.
But even at 10, I'm like, the window's gone. Because
it's
like
too late. Yeah.
because the teachers wouldn't pick you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they would never give you the opportunity to do anything because they were like, well, we already know we like these kids.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
who can.
These are the kids that
act.
act.
Yeah.
You're not the kid that acts. You're the kids that turns the audition, and then we make the kids that act feel good because
Right.
we
Yeah.
pick them. You know, it's like, and this is a thing that I felt in a weird way. I hate Disney with a burning passion. I think they're a terrible company. But credit where credit's due. A little bit of it kind of brought out that I was like, fuck, I kind of wanna, but I didn't know how. How do you get into it? And that's kind of like what kind of maybe planted the seed to then when I found anime, that
Right.
made me think, actually, I want to voice act.
Did you ever watch like High School Musical?
Yeah, I didn't really want to sing.
Right.
Something about acting kind of spoke to me, but I
Doesn't
didn't.
Hannah Montana sing?
Yeah, she sings, but it was kind of the acting part of it. Like
Oh,
a lot of
okay,
the Disney
okay.
Channel, a lot of these kid actors, I thought they were amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Props to the kid actors. I don't know how the fuck they did that. I can't act now, bro. And I think that planted the seeds to make me want to pursue something, and then discovered voice acting, and that was like stars aligned, right? So that planted the seeds for me. But also, a lot of people like they can't get into theater, and I like that there's ways or kind of motivations pushing us to do it because like people like fucking Gerard Butler, right? Or who we'll talk about later. Don in Mad Men. What's his fucking name in real life? God damn. John Hamm. Those two are both school teachers.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
got into acting at like age 40, and I love that shit. I want more of that.
Yeah.
I hate it when it's like, if you didn't act from age 10, get the fuck out of the industry. You're a joke. It's like, I hate that shit. I think acting should be like, if you want to try it, go the fuck ahead.
Yeah.
If nothing comes of it, who cares?
Yeah.
I think having a way to express yourself and having a way to perform is so just fulfilling and
Absolutely,
satisfying. And I don't know why fucking Hannah Montana put that in my brain. But thank you, Hannah Montana.
Thank you, Miley.
Express
Rant
yourself.
over.
Express yourself, guys.